Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. So we all have already known that if there is a life, there is a death, right? As we are born as a human being, we all must have the last moment of our life. So our lifespan is very long, maybe. Our death moment is very short. Within one finger snap, it can happen. Within one eye blink, it can happen. Then, as a human being, we have different lifespan. Maybe according to the place we live, the nutriment we have, how many different facility we have now, we have different lifespan. Even when we are born as a human being, we have only different. Then again, how about animal? Some of animals, their lifespan is shorter than human being. Some of the animals, their lifespan is longer than human being. Okay, if we say very simply, there are different living beings, they have different lifespan. Some of the living beings may have only a few minutes, a few seconds, especially some insects or some bacteria. Some may have a few days, maybe a few months, a few years, something like that. We have different. So, in Buddha's teaching, we have different types of the end of our life, especially different types of deaths. So the first type of death is called Ayukaya. Ayukaya means consumations of the life. Lifespan, we can say like that. Okay, now we cannot know human lifespan is certainly. Maybe 75 years, maybe, right? 75 or 80 maybe in our current human lifespan. So there are some older people, when they pass away around 75 to 80 years old, you can say their lifespan was over, then they pass away. Then there are also some people, they have shorter lifespan. What can be that kind of lifespan? What's the problem of that kind of lifespan? Then we have second one, Kamma Kaya, consumations of Kamma. I mean, Kamma power is over. So when we are young, our eyesight is also very good, our ears are also very good, everything is very good in our body. When we grow older and older, then all the things produced by Kamma become weaker and weaker. Then there will be the last day or the last moment of our life, we can say death moment. So that means if our karmic power is very strong, we can live longer. If our karmic power is very short, we can live shorter. We have already mentioned two, right? The first is lifespan was over. Second one is Kamma. Karmic power is over. So there are some people, they also pass away exactly lifespan. They are still healthy. The Kamma power is very strong, but in their lifespan, exactly lifespan, they pass away. We can say Upaya Kaya, the consumations of karmic power and lifespan. Okay, the first three. End of the lifespan was over, or karmic power is over, or both lifespan and karmic power is over. These are three types of death. So when someone passes away, one of these three, that means this is natural dying, natural death. Then we also have unusual or unnatural death. That's by accident. So in modern society, it's more sensitive, right? Food poisoning, so it can be car accidents or anything, anywhere it can happen. So whenever we are not very safe and secure, right? Anything it can happen. When we pass here, a branch of tree fall down, it's dying, right? It can be anywhere. So that means we were trying to sustain our lifespan, taking different types of medicine, different supplements, but no guarantee. So we all have known that it is very important to have a good life or good lifestyle. Similarly, we also must have a good death day. If I'm not mistaken, I think in my 38th birthday maybe, one of my disciples say new word to me. Mostly we just say happy birthday to you, right? But she told me happy death day to you. It's more important show. So okay, now mostly traditionally in Myanmar, we have death with smiling face and death with stressful face. We have two different types. What kind of death is better? Mostly we like smiling face. So as I have said in my previous Dhamma talk, many of karmas are waiting to give its results for our future destination. Many of karmas will appear in near-death moment in modern community, especially scientists. They may not believe easily when we talk about Buddhism or text or anything. They may make many research. So now there are also some special cases. Somebody has like a dying, but they recover from their sickness, but they have some special experience. They remember what happened when they are unconscious. Then they have been to many different places or many different things like that. But anyway, all the research are very similar to Buddhism. When death moments, what kind of things they see already explained in Buddhism. So in Buddha teachings, we have three types of objects that can appear in near death. So the first one is called Kamma. We may have done many things in the past. So one of our previous action will appear in near death moment. We can experience the same feeling, the same things, the same types of emotion. For example, we may kill an animal because of our anger or hatred. When that kind of karma is going to produce a result in near death moment, we can experience the same types of anger and as it happening in the present moment. It is the cause of future destination. Okay, another example. Very well-known is a lobha, right? Greed. Okay, because of greed, we may steal other people's property. We may have stolen other people's property. When in near-death moment, the greeds that arise in the past will appear as it arises now. Then this is called karma objects. So you can understand all other unwholesome mental factors. Then again, wholesome karma. For example, if we have offered robe or bowl to a bhikkhu, in that moment, it will appear as you feel there. At the time you are very happy, the same happiness will appear. If you have very strong the saddha, confidence, the same confidence will appear in near-death moment. These are also called Kamma, the Kamma objects in near-death moment. So there are many other wholesome Kamma. You can also imagine like sila, meditation, also samathas, any of samatha subjects, any of vipassana subjects, it can be a near-death moment, as if you are practically practicing at the time. So if you can still focus on the breath in the near-death moment, it will be the best, right? Okay, so if we summarize, whatever we have done in the past will be coming forth. It will appear in near-death moment to give its result as we are doing currently or at the time. Then this is called karmic sign, sorry, Kamma object. So we also have another object we call in Pali Kamma nimitta, the karmic sign or the sign of Kamma. Here, if we say karmic sign, for example, I have used previous example, killing animal or slaughtering animal. Then, as karmic sign, the people can see the animal or can hear the screaming animal, can smell the blood, or can taste. Well, if we kill somebody, right? We also taste also possible. Now many people, they buy the fish, living fish, right? They kill like that. It can be anything. You smell, taste, see, flavor, anything. Any of five sense objects can appear. Then he may see all the material or all the instrument he has used when he was killing. For example, like a spear, sword, gun, or any weapon. Also can be any animal, which are animal. Then again, we may have, for example, like I have given example, stealing other people's property, right? We may see the owner's face or the property we have already stolen, or many other supporting causes, many advisor, or how you arrange everything will appear. All the causes, all the supporting causes of the stealing can appear. That also can be considered as karmic sign. So similarly, you can also imagine all other unwholesome mental states. For example, mana, pride or conceit. Without comparison, we cannot have mana, right? So according to how we compare or who we compare, then there will be different types of objects. Then when we have done wholesome actions, for example, dana, okay, offering a robe to bhikkhu, for example, we have already mentioned that one before. The robe can bear, or the receiver, the bhikkhu can bear, or there are many other things associated with the robe, for example, the color of the robe, the smell of the robe, everything can appear at the time. Right? So all these things are also called karmic sign, the sign of karma. In our previous discussion, also there's one question, right? When we are dying, if our relative call us or invite us, what will we? Without attachment, we cannot see anything, right? We have very strong attachment to our family. That's why I don't think it's a good sign. Okay? What about sign of attachment? Right? This is also possible, right? Sign of attachment. Okay, now the last one is called destination. The sign of destination. So, when we study many Buddhist texts, for example, like you see a river, forest, mountain, it's very delightful, right? Very beautiful, right? If we go here and there, just sightseeing is very beautiful. When that kind of thing appear in that moment, it's not good sign. Right? In the forest, who live mostly? Right? Animals mostly, right? Right? This is the sign of destination, where we must be. If we see very beautiful house, maybe. Right? If you have seen very, very beautiful and also very big and like a unimaginary, right? We cannot imagine any kind of house like this before, we can say good sign. Because at home, we have that kind of house, right? Only people can live, or divine being can live. Animal will not live there, right? So if we see river, ocean, you can imagine what kind of thing can be, right? You can imagine what kind of living being can be, right? So, very terrible one is, like for example, chasing by the dog, or maybe like a vulture or that kind of living beings, chasing you. Very terrible. It's the sign of destination to be reborn in the hell. Then if you see fire or right, like a, we can say like a big oven, also like a spear, maybe like a big tree with spear, for example, right? Or sword is also a bad destination, sure. You can imagine what kind of destination it is. So that means if we see Deva, if we see divine chariots, divine mission, divine flower, okay, good sign. Then, similarly to being reborn in human realms, if we see our future mother, actually we can know future mother, right? But actually in our near term is also possible. Then shall we can be in the human realms, or there are any other thing only human being can use, or we can be considered as human realms. If we see our future mother, if we can see something only human being can use, this can be sign of destination in human realm. How about seeing the Buddha? Is it a good sign or bad sign? Okay, I don't do this kind of question, right? So that means if we are used to be with Buddha's image, Buddha's statue, so many different things, sure, we can be in a good destination. So, before our death moment, so we have to prepare many different things, right? So if we summarize, there are only 3 things we need to do. The first one is the dana. You know already. I don't need to explain. So in Singapore, I already talked about it, and many of Singaporeans may remember. Mostly, good donor are not good meditator, right? So we should balance these two. Then second one is sila. So I don't need to explain that much in detail, you know already. The last one is bhavana, meditation. Why do we have to do these 3? Okay, we have to improve ourselves. We also have to improve our environment. That's why we need to do these 3. Dana, if you are alone, you cannot do dana. There must be a receiver. It's not for you, it's for others. What about sila? If you are alone, you don't need to steal, you don't need to kill. If there is somebody nearby, you must do the one. Right? Okay, now bhavana meditation. Mostly, it seems like we are improving our ability, our mind power. It also can be helpful for our environment. So that means our minds will produce our action. Good and bad action is produced by our minds. When we have good minds, good action, good speech. When we have bad minds or evil mind, we have bad speech and bad action. So our actions will affect our environment and ourselves. So actually we have to do meditation, or we have to develop our minds to make our environment secure again. So when we do dana, then we can also, for example, what about sharing merit? This is also actually sharing. Dana means actually sharing. When we share our knowledge, our experience, our properties, and all the good things we have done. This is called dana. So similarly, when someone is doing dana or sharing merit, we must rejoice. their merits. So that means if someone share, we must be ready to accept their sharing. This is also called included in dana. So embody dana, you know already, right? Then another one is patti dana, sharing merit. Patanumodana, rejoicing merit. Then again we have sila, and if we say sila, we can also say like apachayana. Apachayana means respect or honor elderly people or respect those who are worthy of respect. So it's very wide. So we also have to respect ourselves, right? We also have to respect our own value, our own practice, our own ability. Similarly, we also have to respect other people, their value, their ability. Then we should have mutual respect. That's why respect is very wise. This is also called under sila. So in Pali we call apachayana. Then we all have to serve other people, right? Now I'm serving you, right? But I'm a bigger slave, that's why you are junior slave. You have to listen to me, right? I'm a leader or slave. You are follower or slave. That means it will be too selfish. Now we cannot serve each other, then we cannot communicate easily. This is also our responsibility in the community. That's why it's also called sila. We call in Bali Weya Wacha. So mostly we translate as a suffix or volunteer service or something like that. Then when we talk about bhavana, meditation, now we also have to talk about Dhamma Savana, listening to Dhamma. This is also under the meditation, bhavana. So without Dhamma knowledge, also it's impossible to improve. Then you have already known Dhamma talk, Dhamma Desana, given Dhamma talk. This is also under the bhavana, meditation. So the last one is Ditti Ju Kamma. This means straighten view. We would say having right view. This is also called bhavana. So if we have done all these things, how shall we use? So in our previous discussion, there's also a question of if we do dana, if we have attachment to the dana, if we recall a dana, right? After doing dana, we may recall a dana, and we may have attachment to dana. Is it possible? Okay, now I will explain a little more. So in modern society, whether in Buddhist country or non-Buddhist country, there are some Dhamma teacher or some meditation teacher, or there are some meditators, or maybe some Buddhist scholar, or somebody who is learning Buddhism. They talk about dana. Whenever they say one statement, dana cannot produce to attain nibbana, don't believe it. Okay? It does not depend on what kind of dana. It just depends on how you use your dana. I have already asked this morning, how many receipts do you keep in your hand? Okay? So now, I should introduce meditation here again. When we study 10 recollections, is there anybody who can remember 10 recollections? I should start Buddhanusati, recollection of Buddha's quality. You know already, right? Second one is it Dhammanusati, recollection of Dhamma's quality. Sanghanusati, recollection of Sangha quality. After that, Jaganusati. Don't go more than that. Okay, I'm going to do only Jaganusati now. If we go other recollection, there will be many others. Because we are talking about dana, Jaganusati. That is a recollection of dana, recollection of sharing. Okay, so when we are going to do recollection of charity or generosity, we must have qualifying dana. So the first power is the mind that is free from stinginess or possessiveness. So when you are offering, how many times have you ever felt my mind is free from stinginess and possessiveness now? If you have felt, you have recorded that kind of mind. Another one is free dana. Free dana means without any expectation. You just offer free. Right? So that means without expecting gain or fame or honor or anything. Think about receiver's needs. This is called free dana. Now we also have one statement. This is especially Myanmar traditional way. That means let your wet hands not dry. That means ancient time, when we are going to offer something, before offering, before we touch donation, we wash our hands. When we wash every day or every hour, our hands cannot dry, all the way wet. That's why if you have habit of offering every day or every night or every weekend, keep doing it. So then we have in previous Dhamma talk I had talked about habitual karma, right? If you have habitual karma, keep doing it. Don't stop it. This is important. It can be the power of recollection again. So okay, another power of dana, or quality of dana, right? That one is in Bali we call yaja yoro. That means, okay, I don't translate that one. And better explain, right? That means do as you promise. Or we can also say offer as you promised. If it is impossible, don't promise. Okay, now what my teacher taught to me when I was newly ordained as a bhikkhu. Those of my donors, Purabasi donors from Yangon. That my teacher remind me, you are devotee will invite you with 4 overseas. Whatever thing you need, please ask us, we will offer you. That my teacher remind me only one thing. We cannot see their faith, but we can hear what they say. Faith does not come from mouth, faith comes from heart. Don't believe the mouth. Right? So that means there are some donors, they may invite, if we really ask, they are not very happy, right? Well, I have an orange person, very long time I know. So there are many donors, they will invite. If we really ask, how do you get this? Not very happy. So we will ask one time, second time we will not ask anymore. This is our life, right? So I myself don't ask many things, I don't have that kind of problem. But many of my friends have this kind of problem. So I can learn many things from my friends. Okay, here the main thing is the dana. After offering, we must be able to rejoice. After offering, if we regret, this is not really very good. That's why I just simply say, do as you promise, or offer as you promise. If it's impossible, don't promise. Then we can also say the last one. Then be happy with your arrangement. That means before you are offering, prepare properly. As you are free, you can arrange. After offering, don't regret anymore. So there are also some devotees, especially in our community, outer community. Some donors are very smart. Before rainy season, or maybe after Myanmar New Year, they are ready to offer umbrella in their hands. As soon as they start raining in Arcadia, then they offer the umbrella. They are ready. So that means they can rejoice their dana because all the receivers are using their donation. Right? So then we must be smart like that. Whenever you see your donation, you must be able to help it. So that means you have that kind of dana. Just recall it. Any kind of dana that make you happy. If you can recall it, this is also a kind of meditation. Then, what about attainment? By doing or by practicing recollection of charity or generosity, what kind of attainment can we have? You can see the nimitta, you can also attain asset concentration. Based on that, you can also practice vipassana. That's why I say it. If somebody say, by doing dana, you cannot attain nirvana, don't believe it. It depends on how you use. Similarly, many people will talk about sila. By observing sila, you cannot attain nirvana, don't believe it. But we also have recollection of sila, recollection of morality. Based on that, we can attain asset concentration, we can also practice vipassana. We must learn how shall we use all our good actions to improve ourselves. After doing many good things, we just forget, then we cannot polish our good actions or good activities. So, for example, this cup, without washing, if I keep very long time, dirty. Although we cannot wash every day, we will wipe with tissue or cloth or every day, maybe wipe only 1 time, 2 times, it will remain clean and bright. So now I have to repeat previous question. How many receipts do you have? How many have you checked? Check every day, better. Okay, try to see all the receipts every day, better. You are polishing your dana every day. Then you better choose the strongest one in your mind. Keep doing it. Right? So that means we have to prepare many things for our death moment. But actually we have done many things, many good things. If we remember many bad things we have done in the past, sure, there is just increasing our wholesome mind. But if we try to recall it, many good things we have done in the past, that is meditation. So if you don't have time to sit properly, just collect all the receipts and then read every day. Okay, make yourself happy. So that means you are renewing your charity every day. Okay, I think today we should stop here, right? We will start making inspiration. We will share knowledge. Okay. Repeat after me. Idame punyam. Idame punyam. Asawakaya. Asawakaya. Aham hodu. Aham hodu. Idame punyam. Idame punyam. Nibanasa. Nibanasa. Rajayo. Rajayo. Hodu. Hodu. Idame nyatinam hodu. Idame nyatinam hodu. Sukhita hondu nyadayo. Sukhita hondu nyadayo. Idame nyatinam hodu. Idame nyatinam hodu. Sukhita hondu nyadayo. Sukhita hondu nyadayo. Idame nyatinam hodu. Idame nyatinam hodu. Sukhita hondu nyadayo. Sukhita hondu nyadayo. Mama punya bagam. Mama punya bagam. Sabha sadanam. Sabha sadanam. Bajemi. Bajemi. Sabe. Sabe. Samam. Samam. Punya bagam. Punya bagam.